Hello, and welcome to Iacon Underground Radio for the week of March 29th, 2017. I'm Jen.
I'm Alex.
And I'm David.
So, this week, we will have a special guest with us for the second part of the show. We'll have Rob from our Stasis Pod podcast, who is our big resident Tom Scioli fan. He'll be talking about the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe movie adaptation annual special issue thing. Otherwise, we will be saving the other comics from this week for next week, in part because we've got various flu bugs and stuff going around here. Yeah. So, yeah, we're not up to like an hour-long show this week.
Yep. Varying levels of sniffles and sore throat.
I am looking forward to talking with him about the most adaptation, iteration piece of media since Street Fighter the movie, the game.
That's pretty good. I forgot that was a thing, but I remember now. That's pretty great. So to start out with, we've got a little news. Suddenly, a wild box set has appeared.
Chaos on Velocitron.
Yes, Chaos on Velocitron.
And also at Toys R Us.
Yes. The big box set, the pictures have been, had been being shared with Nautica and the diecast Rodimus head and, Quick Switch, Six-Shot Sun, Quick Switch. I don't know if any of the stuff included with it confirms that he is in fact Six-Shot Sun, but the G1 commercials said that he was Six-Shot Sun.
They come with bio cards, but I didn't actually read the scans of that. Wait, what exactly is diecast on Rodimus? Because I hear it mentioned it's got diecast, and then when somebody got it, it's like, oh, that's a pointless piece of diecast. What is him diecast?
The face.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's just the face, because that's the only part that doesn't really have any joints that would have any problems.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, it is really, it is really neat how the Titan Masters have that, the way they're assembled, you have that face part that you can just swap around and do stuff like that with, yeah. But I don't know, maybe they figure if you're paying $100 for a box set, you're the sort of person who might appreciate a diecast head.
I'm thinking it might just be they want to experiment with getting back into using die-cast for toys again, and this was a small thing they could do to experiment with it.
Maybe.
Like a super dry run.
Yeah.
So yes, these are showing up at Toys R Us. Now, of course, the internet, I'm sure half the internet says already that it's Toys R Us exclusive then, because people like to think that whenever something shows up at some place, it's going to be exclusive to that place.
Well, is Metroplex and like Fort Max and those things, were they Toys R Us exclusive? I've only ever seen them at Toys R Us.
I think that's the thing, is that it's not that they're Toys R Us exclusive, it's just that Toys R Us is one of the few stores that'll actually commit to having them. Like, I'm pretty certain I saw like a Metroplex at my Target, which, they were purchased and then never restocked. I know at some point, there were pictures of some of the Combiner box sets, being on sale, being like on clearance at Target. So I think it's really just a matter of Toys R Us being the only chain that's willing to, order them in sufficient quantities that anyone you go to is likely to have that. So yeah, it's certainly not going to be a Toys R Us exclusive, but, just like with Metroplex and Fort Max and a lot of other, high-end collectible type Transformers stuff, your best bet is going to be Toys R Us as far as, stores actually stocking it. And of course, there's always the option of waiting a few months for them to show up at TJ Maxx for $40. We'll see if that happens. Now this being the first one, it may not do that. You may have to wait for the tail enders. Additionally, there was a big bunch of movie stuff out. there was a Transformers The Last Night super fan event. And if you want the full rundown, from TF Wiki, their Greg Sepelak, went there and wrote a whole little article on there, so just look up, The Last Night super fan event on there. We will not go into the spoilers because I really feel like that's something that you have to lead into a little bit more. But there, after a part saying, hey, there's spoilers after this, there is talk of, what happened in the chunk of the movie that they showed. So that's really cool of them to do that sort of thing, have the fans kind of catered to a little bit like that. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing to read up on. It looks like they had a lot of props and stuff. Yeah, there's not a whole lot new to talk about that isn't really a spoiler.
There's a character named Cogman.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
new and not especially spoilerish. But yes, there's a character
because
named
that's in posters
Cogman.
and some.
Cogman.
There was a video or something. Is it what Cog? Sure, Michael Bay, whatever.
Somebody was saying, I think it was Greg was saying that he's voiced by like someone who played the butler on Downton Abbey.
Yes.
So he's really like steampunky.
Oh.
Which, that could be interesting. We'll see if he then ends up like dying horribly and his parts used as a rocket pack at the end, like, I don't know, the last old character. But,
I didn't pay attention to most of it. The only two bits of information about it that amused me were, Barricade has a new tattoo on, Tampo on his car that says, keep calm and hail Megatron. Yay, new memes. And
that's the oldest meme.
Yeah, well, yeah, but, and the other thing was, Michael Bay has new puppies that wanted to be petted real bad.
Aww, puppers.
All the doggos.
All the doggos. And he also said that apparently Hot Rod, just can't not have a French accent. So I guess he's more Gambit than Phantom X, so.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear him talk about creative process, even if secondhand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely suggest his Twitter as being worth checking out there, 'cause he had a bunch of stuff about it. And we retweeted him over the weekend a little bit, so you can always go to the Iacon UG Twitter and pull up his tweets from there and follow that thread. But yeah, just go to the wiki and get as many spoilers as you feel like getting, so you don't have to lunge to turn on your screen on your phone and find the pause button and then try to skip ahead to where the spoilers end. So We're not going to spoil you.
Would it be too difficult to put a link in the show notes? It's kind of hard to discover from the TF Wiki main page currently.
Yes, I will also put a link to it in the show notes.
And maybe someday we can get out to Universal Studios and ride the Transformers ride.
Do they have it at Florida yet?
I believe they do.
Okay.
Oh. Florida's closer.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather go to California just because the humidity in Florida is horrible. It's so bad.
I think I have relatives in Florida.
You can always go to the original in Singapore.
Ooh. It's just the time that BotCon was down there, I just remember coming out of the airport, and it was in August, so it was the worst, but just stepping out of the airport at 10:30 at night and immediately being drenched in sweat. Because it was just, it was so
filled
bad.
with regret.
Yes. So let's...
A weekend of not going outside, if at all possible, and yet you had to go outside to get from one building to another.
I wish that I had brought more changes of clothes. It's not great. But yeah, that's pretty cool that they did that. So, before we get to the comic book talk, David, you have some stuff that you wanted to say about a video game.
Oh, incidental, yeah, the most recent Super Robot Wars game is in English. Kind of. There's the Asian version released in Singapore and various other countries in the South Pacific. It's English. There's a translation, although it's a little wonky, but hey, it's finally Super Robot Wars in English, and because it includes various robot series, but they've never had Transformers in it before, although they've had various other Brave series that we've done Stasis Pods about, Gal Gaigar.
Yeah.
And some of those Brave series reused Transformers models and actually repainted toys for some of the lines, but this is the first one to actually have a Transformer redeco in it. Two of them. Sonic Bomber and Die Atlas are in Super Robot Wars V as enemy units from Might Gain, the Brave Train series. So I've blown up a few of them.
Yay!
Huzzah!
Yes, I guess as a real brief background for those not familiar with it, the Brave shows were what Takara did after they stopped doing G1. So they're sort of Transformer cousins in a way. And so they did have some stuff, they had some character designs they reused, and yeah, some of those were late G1 stuff like Sonic Bomber. So yay, repainted Sonic Bomber. So I guess you said it's just in English as like an incidental market thing. It's not like actually an American release of it.
No, it's not an official, you have to import it from somewhere else. But, well, since I pre-ordered it, it wasn't that easy to get. The place I got it from is sold out right now. But it's probably still out there somewhere. Or, you can download it, I think, but you'd probably have to log into Singapore's version of PlayStation Network to get it.
You probably have to make an account in Singapore's version of PlayStation Network.
Well, I had to make an account from Singapore anyway to get the free DLC for it, which wasn't really that hard. But I don't know the conversion rate because it's in a currency that I don't know. So I haven't gotten the paid DLC yet.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say you would know about how much it converted to by how much came out of your bank account, but I guess if you haven't actually bought it, then fair enough.
Not yet.
$1 US equals about $1.40 Singapore dollars. So.
Oh, okay. I think something was like $2.40. So, whatever that
was. Money dollars. So yeah, if you really hate Sonic Bomber and you want to beat up Hiryu, isn't it?
Yeah, Hiryu. The guy piloting Sonic, well, it's built by a mad scientist, but a guy pilots it named Joe, and he changes the name from Sonic to Hiryu, which means something dragon, I forget what it was. But Joe's full name is Joe Rival.
I remember that because I actually had a toy of that, like the Korean release, that I had to research enough to put on eBay last year. And yeah, I saw Joe Rival.
Yeah. Later on in the game, I think he joins the party, so when he gets Die Atlas, I think. It's just Joe Rival. And there's a repaint in there that's in Insecticon colors that I did not know existed, and I'm not sure it was mentioned on the wiki. Or if it was mentioned in passing. Yeah, it's neat, cause, it looks cooler in Insecticon colors. And I want it, but they never actually
Sonic Bomber, or?
Yeah, Sonic Bomber.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I don't recall ever, admittedly, it doesn't help that Brave is, most of the Brave series are very poorly documented at this point. We talked on Stasis Pod how Gal Gaigar was like, I happened to have some of the DVDs from the American release that was like, barely completed. So, that's
it wasn't completed.
The only way to get it.
The TV series release was completed. We never got Gal Gaigar Final, which is more awesome, which were the OVA versions. But yeah, Gal Gaigar is the only Brave series we've gotten in America in any form. And the other series are just, But, if anyone's interested, it appears as though most of Might Gain is on YouTube.
Oh, well.
In fan sub form.
Huh. So yeah,
It's
maybe there are actually
charmingly
like
bad.
references for it. Now, I will say, I did say, part of the Gal Gaigar, OVA at one point because I used to have this shop nearby. I'm sure I probably mentioned this when we did the episode for Stasis Pod that just had like, you could just rent fan subs of things on VHS.
Which is still the weirdest thing.
I know, it's so great. I need to scan my membership card. But they put a cute girl on it because I was the cute girl who came in the store. You know, the one cute girl who came in the store because I was 19. But it had the most dramatic card swiping scene that I have ever seen in my life. It was pretty great. So yeah, that is, you know, it's an interesting little side note. So now we will go ahead and talk to our friend Rob from, as I mentioned, our Stasis Pod podcast, where we've been talking about Beast Wars, etc. As you may recall, he is our resident, I guess, Tom Scioli whisperer here. So tell us about this movie annual thing.
Okay, so the previous Transformers vs. G.I. Joe series that ran 13 issues plus a couple extra bits, 0 issue bits in Free Comic Book Day issues, etc. And Tom Scioli is a big fan of movie adaptations of comic books. Now this is kind of comic book adaptations of movies rather.
I'm thinking that this is like the classic late 70s, like 2001: A Space Odyssey sort of adaptation.
Star Trek: Wrath of Khan,
or that Alien book that Walt Simonson did.
Ooh.
Or I mean, probably what was probably the biggest selling movie adaptation of all time, Marvel Star Wars.
Well, yes.
Oh yeah.
The first, I think, 6 issues, which
6
were I think they split the movie into 6 issues.
That's, jeez.
I mean, part of it is that they used some bits that aren't in the finished movie, like that bit at the beginning where Luke is meeting with his lame Tatooine friends.
Oh yeah, when they call him Wormy.
Yeah, and I don't think they've even released that on DVD, so
I think it is actually on probably like the Ultimate versions or something.
Okay. Because I know it wasn't available for years, and the only place you could get it was either the Marvel Comics adaptation or the novelization.
Uh-huh.
The footage is out there somewhere now. Anyway.
Yeah. So Scioli is a big fan of those books, and it's kind of a lost art now, although Marvel is doing adaptations for the new Star Wars movies. And
actual adaptation.
And so he decided to adapt Transformers vs. G.I. Joe into a comic book movie adaptation, even though there is no movie of Transformers vs. G.I. Joe.
Which is, I love that idea more than this actual book.
So in his brain, he has created the movie that they would make out of his 13-issue series. And then he has condensed that movie into a comic book adaptation.
Is that how this is? Okay, I figured this was just like, you know, he made up a movie. I didn't realize it was actually based on the original series that he did too.
Yes. And it's very condensed, and there are some details that are changed to make it more cinematic. Like there's a whole, like there's you don't see the Quintessons in this, there's no Autobot power struggles.
Earth isn't destroyed?
The Earth is not destroyed, nor is it later revealed to have not been destroyed, and then transforms into a robot.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he kind of missed the mark on what he set out to do. Reading it felt less like a movie comic adaptation, where, like you were talking about, they kind of have the opportunity to spread their legs a little and include material that got cut from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
This felt more like a comic book adaptation of Last Time on X-Men for the season finale of X-Men.
I mean, part of that is
Yeah.
that, you know, that Star Wars, a lot of those movie adaptations were like big graphic novels. This is a, you know, somewhat oversized issue. And there's
No,
quite a lot of back matter in it.
It's only 20 pages, though.
Yes.
Well, the back matter.
The back matter
more.
was amazing.
Yes.
The back matter is better than the comic. To me, it felt like it was a Cliff Notes version of the storyboards of a movie.
And I will also note here, this is pure Scioli. The series was co-written by John Barber, whose duties I basically imagine were to translate Scioli's thoughts into human language. This is also, he did the lettering, he did the logo on the cover that is hand-drawn.
Oh.
Which is nice.
And yeah, so we open up with something similar to what we saw. Like, I can see how this would be a movie. How you, much like, actually, those Michael Bay movies, which Scioli is a noted fan of. If anybody has not read it, I recommend looking up his review of Transformers Age of Extinction, which ran on Comics Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that Michael Bay intended many of the things he read into the movie. But it's amazing. The way his mind works is fascinating to me.
They should put him in the Writers' Room team for the Transformers movies.
Oh man, I'd be amazing. So yeah, this, much like, I think definitely, Revenge of the Fallen has like a prologue that takes place in ancient times.
Yeah.
And so does this with, Aberneth, the hawk-helmed scion of Jotunheim. The man who fought along the old gods in their final terrible war.
No.
Which is the ancient ancestor of Duke, fighting alongside Transformers, against Destro. Because there was another man who sold his soul in exchange for the magics of evil gods. The gods of destruction, lies, and deception.
Oh.
When the old gods left our world behind, their deeds, along with those of Aberneth, passed into myth and legend. And that is a lot of that is taken from the first page of Kirby's New Gods series.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, Scioli is Kirby remixed with insanity.
Yeah.
And so for this book, our point of view character is Scarlett, who popped up.
If you can have a point of view character.
I mean, it has a point of view character as much as any Scioli book does, because it also features narration, which are handwritten letters written by Snake Eyes to his sister.
Oh.
Which, has Snake Eyes ever had a sister before?
I think, yes, because this was a thing in the old Larry Hama G.I. Joe comics, where he'd be writing letters. Because that was how he would get his internal thoughts.
Oh, I've never actually read any Hama.
Comes up a little in the back matter.
Hmm.
And so yeah, we almost get like a montage of scenes of the Autobots, fighting alongside the Joes fighting alongside the Autobots. We get the Cobra, which here includes Serpentor, who was not in the original series much.
Really?
Wasn't?
That seems someone he would love.
Well, it was implied, and there's a whole subplot here where Cobra Commander, much like he was in G.I. Joe the movie, was like part of an ancient race of snake people.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And at the end of the series, he had impregnated the Baroness with the future Serpentor.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
But here he's just hanging out with all the other Cobra guys.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yes, and we get a brief adaptation of the one issue in the original series where Scarlett was confined to a mental hospital and convinced that G.I. Joe and the Transformers were both inventions of a toy company in the 80s. Which gave us the amazing detail that it was invented by 3 Hasbro executives named Cy, Bert, and Ron.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway, this ends with her busting out of this mental hospital, which is actually in Scorponok, and becoming Optimus Prime's headmaster.
Yeah, somehow. Like out of nowhere.
Well, it happens out of nowhere because this is only 20 pages and it's trying to cram 13 books of insanity.
Yeah, and most pages are like really big panels, although the page where she turns into the head, it like has the best page in the entire thing, where the Autobots and the Joes are just walking at the viewer, and it says slow-mo.
Yes. Because like we said, Tom Scioli loves Michael Bay.
Yes.
And actually, in the main series, Scarlett becomes Scorponok's headmaster.
Oh. Okay.
And going so far as to have her ponytail styled in the shape of a scorpion sting.
Oh. Okay. So she turns herself into a Power Rangers villain.
Kind of, yes. So yeah, there's fighting, there is a crazy Starscream fight between him and Snake Eyes where Starscream is partially transforming in midair.
Yeah, Starscream blocks Snake Eyes' sword with his hands in the classic way that it does not work in samurai movies, so he can't kill Cobra Commander. Because they're both voiced by the same guy.
Yes. But I guess it would work if you were a giant robot and your hands were made out of metal.
Yeah? Well, yeah, it would work with metal, because, well, human hands don't work because swords are really sharp and they will cut through your palm.
Yes. And anyway, Hawk has his ancestor's tomahawk. He cuts off both Cyclonus' head and then Destro's face.
Ow. His face is
with
metal.
the sound effect, Hawk.
Yes.
I was like, the sound effects in this are the best part to me. Rock'em sock'em.
Yes. Because yeah, Megatron gets punched in the face. Get a big robot standoff. But then finally Optimus Prime's true head is returned to him by Laserbeak, Flint, I think Stalker, and Cosmos. And Alphatron says, as it is foretold, Autobot and Decepticon together will crown the king of the universe.
Oh.
Yo, Joe.
This book is nuts.
Yeah?
Well, the original was pretty nuts.
But then Cobra Commander almost gets away, but then they catch him and Roadblock punches his face off.
Well, like, every Joe punches him while Wheeljack is hanging him from his parachute.
Yes.
Roadblock just gets the last punch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you see his face, it is super messed up. And surprise, Snake Eyes takes off his mask, and Cobra Commander is his father.
He says, Daddy! Snake Eyes can talk?
Well, it's all messed up. He talked a couple of times in the Hammer comics, but it was sort of very strained.
Oh.
Like he could talk, but with great difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
And here we know he's, even besides him saying Daddy to Cobra Commander, we know they're related because Cobra Commander's face is like pink chewing gum and half of Snake Eyes' face is pink chewing gum.
Well, I think
Half
that's
of
just
it?
coincidence because I think it's just that Cobra Commander's been punched so many times that his face is like raw hamburger and Snake Eyes had the scarring.
And then he recognizes his that's what? And that's the end of the comic? Like...
Well, that's your sequel hook for Transformers vs. G.I. Joe 2.
That's the end of the comic part. Right after that is the credits page, like a movie credits, straight out of Star Wars.
Yes,
has some good jokes.
All the Joes have like their regular names. The Transformers are played by actors with pun names. Like Optimus Prime is played by O. Ryan Paxton.
Megatron is himself. Wheeljack is Alitalia.
Starscream is McDonnell Douglas. And Bumblebee is BB Goldbug.
I feel bad at laughing at that.
In Scioli Vision, where available.
Yes.
No talking cars were harmed in the making of this comic.
And then we get a couple of magazine articles about the making of the film.
The best part? Maybe.
You get a look behind the special effects as all the Transformers are played by guys in suits.
Yes. Cause it's Scioli as the director explaining that they used practical effects more than CGI effects in this comic book adaptation of a movie that doesn't exist. And I mean, that's a great, like, selling the gag, but it's also like, Scioli, are you on medication? Have you been taking it all? Are you okay? I just, like, are you okay, man?
It's amazing. They mentioned that Orion Paxton is a Shakespearean actor. He's a little old for Transformers, but he watches rescue bots with his grandchildren.
That part is good. I couldn't not read that in a British accent.
I was just kind of reading it as Peter Cullen. Because he's kind of got the Peter Cullen mustache.
Yay.
I guess. Yeah. And then there's the director's commentary for every page.
Well, we got that in the previous issues as well, except with that it was John Barber who was sort of having conversation with Scioli, whereas this is just Scioli conversing with himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we get the, apparently he sketched this out in 2014, 3 years ago at this point. And so we see all of his sketch out pages, reproduced, which are awfully close to what we ended up with.
Yeah. They also, like, I would almost swear this was drawn by our old friend Andrew.
There is a certain similarity there. And yeah, this, we get a pin-up of Cobra Commander riding Ravage, the original sketch for the Free Comic Book Day cover.
Ooh.
And,
Nice.
another pin-up of a bunch of Joes and Bumblebee coming out of Optimus Prime's trailer.
Yeah. And then an ad for the entire collection.
The quintessential collection, the most bombastic crossover this universe has ever seen.
Yeah, which is like, I wanted that in like one solid book to read just sometime, but after reading this, now I don't, cause this is madness. No,
Of course it's madness.
This, but it's like not fun madness. It's just moving so quickly from one thing to another that there's no point in stopping, even like segments that are like 4 scenes of them, or 4 pages of them catching Cobra Commander at the end. I didn't like this.
I mean, this definitely doesn't have as much room to breathe as the others.
Maybe I'll get it, but the pace of this just, I didn't like.
I mean, I do recommend it, but just because there is so much inspired lunacy.
Yeah, there's more lunacy in the entire 13-issue series than this, the Cliff Notes version of madness.
I mean, this does omit some of my favorite parts, like the Cobra Law stuff.
The craziest bit.
There's a whole issue of the ancient, Duke versus Destro thing.
Nice.
There's a bunch of Ultra Magnus, which I always appreciate, because I like Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
You get the origin of the Quintessons.
Which I can only imagine makes no damn sense to anyone else.
Well, there used to be 5 guys who united into one guy.
Aha.
So it's the simplest but craziest explanation.
I mean, it's a bit crazy. They use the word quintessence in there a lot.
No.
And of course there's the whole part where the Earth transforms into a giant robot.
Well, yeah, that page alone is awesome.
Uses I think it's Australia he uses as a shield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the continents just suddenly get out of scale.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, they have to.
I'm not sure if I like this so much as an individual issue, but just as a taste of what we had. A reminder of that madness which we may never see the likes of again.
Maybe not for Transformers or G.I. Joe.
I mean, I'm kind of tempted to get that, that Cave Carson series that DC's putting out, because Scioli is doing 5-page Super Friends backups.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I may just wait until they put out a collection of it, if they do that.
Mm.
Because I'm not a big DC guy, but Tom Scioli doing Super Friends, I would love.
Yeah, it seems appropriate.
Yeah.
I'd like them to give him the reins of do a comic book of some other old Hasbro property, like Visionaries. Like future science wizards with giant summoned snails. He could go crazy balls with that.
Or just let him do everything. Like Visionaries versus Inhumanoids.
Yeah, just take 3 or 4 different Hasbro things they're not doing anything with.
Stick robotics in there.
Yeah.
Oh, did he still have robotics?
I assumed robotics was the thing they just owned.
Probably.
Okay, hear me out on this idea. Tom Scioli bringing back Simon Furman's brute force.
I would be for, although Marvel does own it, and they actually did bring it back a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That's
hey, with Deadpool. It was a really good issue.
Why would you do that? I mean, I know why. Because Deadpool is a humor comic, and that's hilarious.
It was awesome. Yeah. There was was it a killer whale or was it a blue whale?
It was a killer whale because they were up against a fake crooked SeaWorld.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a good, weird little comic.
Alright, so?
Alright, so yes, that is Transformers vs. G.I. Joe, the movie, and God willing, give Michael Bay this man's phone number.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, well,
See you over in Stasis Pod.
Anytime you need me to talk about this, or Michael Bay movies, I'm your man.
We'll come back later this summer. We'll have the Michael Bay. Yay! Now we're transitioning to Rob. Hi, Rob.
Thanks again to Rob for coming in to talk, and kind of running a bit long, so we're going to push off our conversation about Lost to Light until next week.
Yes, so we don't destroy our tenuous voices.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we will be talking about those next week. And any news that happens to happen in the meantime. So until then, this is Jen.
And Alex.
And David.
Goodbye. Yay, we did an episode.